Hey, put your money away. It's no good here. Today, courtesy of Fracture Sounds, we have the 23rd installment of their Blueprint series, which is completely free, the Brass Ensemble. This is a snapshot of their Majestic Brass Soloists, which I did a complete review for. If you're curious about that library, this might be a good way to get started. Check it out, check out some of the sounds, and see if it's for you. So just to give you a quick little taste of how it sounds, let's take a quick look at the interface. You get your dynamics control, which is assigned to the mod wheel. I've assigned it to my fader. I did a review of the Sparrow 4x100. Great budget controller if you're out for one. We got the color control. Let's see what that does. Stereo width for spreading things out. You got your reverb controls. Of course, you got the room, hall, shimmer, and convolution. I like the room and the hall for these brass sounds. I find you get the best sound from that. We got our sustain patch, staccato, and then a combination of the two. We have a mic mix position, close, mid, and far. You can control them individually, or you can do the nice little slider. I like the little slider. I like somewhere between halfway between the middle and the end to get a little bit more of a close sound. And I like to turn the reverb up just a tiny little bit. I find that's kind of the sweet spot to get those really nice releases. And that is it. I'll show you what I did with the composition. So in the reddish brown, we have all of the Blueprint Brass Ensembles. Dark green, we got their textural viola, then their textural violin, textural cello, we got their electric strings, woodwind ensemble, their drum kit, their bass, church organ, and the music box. So these are all free sounds. I did add some gain control in a few patches, a little bit of compression, some fat effects on the drums, and a gate. Yeah, I know. Gates are a little bit old on drums, but I still love the sound of it. And we got the curves, EQ. Aside from that, everything in here is completely free. Tried to do something completely different with the composition today. I went for a different sound, different style, different time signature. We are in a 5/4 time signature just for something totally different. The brass is mixed a little bit higher in the mix than I typically would, just so we can kind of highlight that sound. So why don't I play the brass patches together? We'll listen to those. All right, very, very kind of different sound. I'll play these two together, the textural violin and textural cello. I actually went with the short patches for this. Just wanted a little bit of rhythm. Let's check that out. Okay, just kind of a repetitive sort of ostinato thing. You probably noticed that those are panned slightly left, slightly right to get a little bit more of a stereo kind of width. And then there are cello atmospheres. Let's check that out. So this is actually just another instance of their textural cello, but what I did is I soloed out the atmosphere patch. You know that Dan likes his pads. We got their electric strings, one instance. Listen to that majestic chord progression. We got the woodwind ensemble, also a short. This is the staccato, just kind of playing a repeated, again, kind of ostinato. Let's listen to it. Been a little while since I played in 5/4 time. It took me a little while to get used to it. Then we have the gated drums. I'll play it with and without the effects so you can hear what's going on. Very, very subtle with the effects. I didn't go over the top. Then we got their bass guitar. Just a little bit of low end in there. Just add a little bit of compression to that patch. We got a little bit of their church organ at the end. Let's check that out. Kind of snuck that in at the end. Still felt like it was missing something, so I added a little bit of their music box. Went pretty heavy with the reverb. I think we went with the shimmer reverb, and I pushed the atmosphere up quite a bit just to fade it into the background a little bit. Panned it slightly left. Let's listen to that. Whole lot of reverb going on there. Again, if you're not registered on the Fracture Sounds site, get on there. You can register for these blueprints. They are all entirely free, no strings attached. It'll give you a nice taste of what's going on with their Majestic Brass Soloists library. If you get a chance, check out my newly designed website. Get on that mailing list to keep apprised of new updates as well as exclusive savings on my course offerings. One more side note, I've officially migrated to the M4 Mac Studio. It was a headache beyond headaches. YouTube review incoming. Long story short, it's purring nicely now, but there was a whole lot of issues. That's it for me, my friends. Get composing. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.